Jesus Christ extended his hand to you, his bride, and said, I am proud of you. I love you. And you are mine for eternity. I am proud of you, and I want to be in a relationship with you forever, and I will vividly show my love in the greatest of ways by dying for you. And God the Father corroborates with that. And it says, for God so loved the world, God loved the world this much, that he gave the monogenes, that word in Greek that shows up here in John chapter 3, that God would give the most important relationship, the unique relationship with the one Son, the only Son, the relationship that cannot be described. God gave that so that he could say, I love you, and I want my relationship with you to be right and loving and perfect forever. Friends, that is his gift. And so having heard this now, Nicodemus finds himself at the crossroads of his very life and social structure. Look what happens to Nicodemus after hearing about this love. Here's what Jesus says to him. Nicodemus, everyone who does evil hates the light and will not come into the light for fear that his deeds will be exposed. But whoever lives by the truth comes into the light so that it may be seen plainly that what he has done has been done through God. So Nicodemus, as you follow the love that I gave to you, guess what? Your Jewish buddies, they are going to disown you. They're not going to want you around. You're going to lose your money. You're going to lose your political position, and your worldly life may indeed fall apart. But Nicodemus, here is your encouragement. As you follow the love that I gave to you first, for God's kingdom and for his will, God sees that as, yes, imperfect works, but works done on his behalf and for his kingdom, and he sees them as perfect. Friends, that encouragement that Jesus Christ gives to Nicodemus to leave that meeting in the dark and come out and shine light into the world is the same exact encouragement that Jesus gives to you. And so now as Christians, you do not leave your faith under a bowl. You do not leave your faith covered up in the dark, but you proudly say to the world, yes, I'm a hypocrite. Yes, I am an imperfect Christian. But I want you to see in my actions how much Jesus means to me, and I will make a public declaration of my affection to him in this world. You know, Nicodemus is one of the most interesting characters for me in the entire Bible. He's someone that I really look forward to talking to someday. Because we don't know exactly how this worked out for him, but we know that he did hear these words and the Spirit worked through them. Here's the rest of Nicodemus' life that shows up in John's gospel. First, he goes out and he has this meeting in the dark, and he's scared to show his faith. Then, all of a sudden, fast forward to the end of the gospel, and he finds himself being the only Pharisee that sticks up for Jesus during his trial before the Sanhedrin. Now, he does it imperfectly and not as bluntly as he should, but he starts to move in that direction. By the day that Jesus dies, Nicodemus and Joseph Arimathea, they go out and they take the body down. And at their expense of time and money, they give honor to the body of Jesus who publicly declared his love for them. Look at an amazing change that happens in this man. A man who said, I got to meet you in the dark because I'm afraid, Jesus. To a guy who says, Jesus, I will stand with you in death. And he knows that his friends are going to look at him and say, why did you do this? He knows that the Sanhedrin is going to look at him and say he's crazy for siding with Jesus. And yet he stands with Jesus in death and is involved in the very burial of Jesus' body. Friends, I cannot tell you exactly what your path is going to look like this week. I cannot tell you what the opportunities will look like where you will be asked to give a public display of affection for your Savior Jesus Christ in this world. I can't tell you who's going to come into your life. I can't tell you when it's going to happen, but I can promise you that it will, because Ephesians tells us that God prepares good works in advance for us to do. Those opportunities are going to be laid at your feet. And so, friends, leave this worship service today. Walk out of this meeting with confidence, knowing that your Savior Jesus publicly displayed his love for you. And walk out of this meeting today with pride and confidence, saying, I am ready to publicly display my love for Christ to a dying world. God bless us as we go about that work.